Welcome to our channel, the fastest and most exciting update of shocking plots, surprising conspiracies and unrevealed secrets in the dramatic world of the young and the restless. Follow us as we follow the latest story that is shaking Genoa City, where a poisoning plot is set up like a sophisticated trap in the middle of power struggles that seem to have temporarily calmed down. Billy walked into his office on a quieter than usual evening in Genoa City, his mind heavy with thoughts about work, family and the calculations that were simmering in his heart. In that moment, when the light reflected on the polished wooden wall, he had no idea that his destiny was about to take a dark turn. Tea. On the table, a bottle of wine was neatly placed as if someone had prepared a moment of relaxation for him, a sweet invitation to relieve the pressure. But in reality, it was a trap carefully set by someone who understood his psychology to a frightening extent. Billy didn't think much as he opened the bottle, poured the amber liquid into a crystal glass and took a sip. The strong taste initially made him feel slightly comfortable, but after only a few minutes, his body began to react strangely. Dizziness suddenly struck, his vision gradually blurred, his limbs became heavy. His heart pounded, his breathing became rapid. Billy collapsed to the floor in a state of extreme panic, his mouth mumbling a call for help unconsciously. Little did he know that he had just become the victim of a sophisticated poisoning plot, and the person behind it was someone no one expected. The news that Billy was taken to the hospital in critical condition quickly spread throughout Genoa City, shocking not only his family but also those who were his enemies. The doctor confirmed that his blood contained an uncommon poison, cleverly mixed into the alcohol, making it difficult to detect immediately. Thanks to timely emergency treatment, Billy was out of danger but still not fully conscious, while the investigation was quietly started. Jack was the first to suspect that something was wrong. He knew that his brother had been persistently abstaining from alcohol for a long time, and there was no reason for Billy to arbitrarily destroy that effort. The more Jack thought about it, the more he felt that someone was behind this incident. He returned to the scene where Billy collapsed, searching for every little detail. During the search, he discovered that the crystal glass had been placed back in its original position too perfectly, as if someone had deliberately cleaned it to erase all traces. But this was the first clue. The glass had not been completely washed, and there were still faint fingerprints on the stem of the glass. Jack decided to take it to a private lab for testing, avoiding the attention of the police or the press. The test results left Jack speechless. There were clear fingerprints on the glass, and when compared with the available data, the results turned all hypotheses upside down. None other than Victor's fingerprints. Shock spread through Jack's body as he tried to figure out why Victor was involved in the poisoning of his brother. Although the two had had many disagreements and fierce competition in the business world in the past, Jack never thought Victor would act so recklessly. But the evidence was right before his eyes. Undeniable, impossible to ignore. Jack was faced with a painful decision. Confront Victor directly, a man known for his ruthlessness and limitless power, or quietly dig deeper to uncover the real mastermind. In case someone had cleverly set up this whole scenario to frame Victor, Jack chose the latter. He couldn't act rashly. He knew that Victor wasn't someone to be set up easily. But if he was really the culprit, revealing the information too soon could put everyone in even more danger. Meanwhile, Victor remained calm as if nothing had happened. He was busy handling Newman Enterprises' affairs, not mentioning Billy's case once. But that silence only made Jack more suspicious. As Jack quietly investigated, he realized that in the days before Billy was poisoned, Victor had been unusually close to the scene of the incident. There were witnesses who saw him coming to the building that evening, but no one knew what he was doing inside. No cameras, no official appointment, just a quiet appearance, enough to light the fire of suspicion. Jack decided to expand the investigation, contacting a legal expert who used to work for Newman Enterprises. This person, although hesitant, eventually confirmed that Victor had recently engaged in a series of shady behaviors, including sending people to follow Billy's every move. Everything seemed to be gradually unraveling, but it could also be a disguise built by another force pulling the strings behind the scenes. Not long after, Phyllis, who had a complicated relationship with both Jack and Billy, accidentally overheard a conversation between Adam and Victor. Although the conversation was unclear, it mentioned a bottle of wine and solving it before Jack finds out. This made Phyllis extremely worried and immediately reported it to Jack. As time went on, the veil of secrecy was pulled back, revealing more faces and motives. Was Victor really the killer, or was he the victim of a deeper plot by others to destroy his reputation? Jack was impatient to wait any longer. He decided to confront Victor directly, bringing a copy of the fingerprint test results with him. In a tense encounter, Jack didn't need to say much, his eyes were filled with anger and frustration. Victor, initially stunned, quickly regained his composure. He didn't deny that his fingerprints might have been on the glass, but insisted that he had nothing to do with the poisoning. He assumed that someone had deliberately stolen his fingerprints or had taken advantage of the fact that he had held the glass at a previous event. Victor's denial only made Jack more confused. He was the only one with the motive and the ability to get to the scene without raising suspicion. But Victor's story wasn't entirely implausible. Perhaps a third party is using their fight to carry out a more sinister plan, one that not only aims to take down Billy, but also destroy the relationship between the city's two most powerful families. Jack decides to return to the scene of the incident once more, this time in the middle of the night, alone, to search for any signs that have been overlooked. In a dark corner of the room, he stumbles upon a small piece of paper that has fallen behind the sofa, a liquor delivery invoice, signed by a name that does not exist on the building's employee list. Jack follows the information on the invoice and is surprised to discover that it is the address of an old warehouse, which was previously owned by a subsidiary of Newman Enterprises but was mysteriously sold a few months ago. Feeling as if he is on the verge of the truth, Jack decides to investigate the warehouse. What he finds inside is startling. A large number of identical bottles of liquor to the one Billy drank from, some of them unopened, all marked with a strange code. But most important is a pair of gloves with traces of chemicals. The poison matches the one found in Billy's blood. The gloves have a small blood stain, presumed to have come from someone who accidentally cut himself, and when DNA is tested, the results turn the tables completely, not Victor, but Adam. The revelation brings everything to a climax. If Adam is really behind it, the question is, why did he leave traces of Victor? Was it a plan to avenge his father? Was it a double-edged sword strike to destroy both Billy and Victor? Or was it a Newman-style psychological game set up to test the opponent's reaction? Jack is now facing a real storm. When he no longer knows who to trust, what is real and what is fake, and the real threat is still lurking, ready to strike at any time. Keep following our channel so you don't miss any shocking episodes of The Young and the Restless. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to be updated as soon as possible with the next secrets waiting for you. Thank you for joining us.